10 seconds ago, so that's nice.
Yeah? Well, that's good.
How you doing? Where are you at?
I am in Washington State, back home. So, anyway, well, it's great. Well, first of all, it was great to get to meet you at Rama Drama, of course.
Finally, huh? Was that fun?
Yeah, that was great. That was very enjoyable that we got to do that, and you had a steady stream of fans that I don't think your table ever let up. I kept since I was at Paul's table. Seems like your table was always very, very busy. Very, very busy.
Yeah, you guys are right next door.
Yeah. So that was your first fan convention, right?
That was the very first time I've done something like that. That's right.
Yeah. So what was your overall what was your overall I guess what did you think of it?
I mean, I thought I was a little bit apprehensive, and just because I always want any sort of, I'm very conscientious of people's feelings and just the experiences that people are engaging themselves in, specifically when they're going out of their way in such a way, like in a convention. You know, it's such a commitment for folks, and
right.
I really want to make sure that if I'm engaging an experience with them, it's something that's going to fill them, and they're going to feel very happy at the end of it and very fulfilled. And so I wasn't sure if that would necessarily be the case. I had never experienced it, and I wanted to figure that out. And so when I spoke to Gabrielle and Sarah, they were so sweet, and they were so, not only did they have such a harrowing story themselves in their journey, they were so considerate of everybody's experience and making sure that everybody would have a good experience, and if they didn't, they would find solutions to that. And it made me feel more comfortable, so I could make that commitment. So,
right.
That was really something. And then showing up and being able to spend time with all those incredible human beings, it truly was beyond any expectation I could ever imagine, and such a beautiful experience that I've taken it with me, you know, and it's stuck with me quite a bit since then, and I really hope that people have a nice memory to look back on during such a wild year and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really, really something else, that whole thing. What did you think of it?
Oh, I thought that it went very well. The fans that were there were super excited about being there. They were very patient when things may not have always gone the way that they wanted them to, because you know how that happens. I think that, especially with this being the first event, and I think that it went really well. The fans really had a great time. The celebrities who were there, I thought you guys were all really incredible with the fans, and so I felt that it went really well, and it went really well, especially with it being the first event that Rama Drama had done. And
had you ever done one of these things before, or what?
Not in that capacity. I have been a member of the press. So like when I've gone to like the When Calls the Heart conventions. I did go to a Supernatural convention as a fan. But I haven't. It was the first time that I'd been in a more official capacity, and I was.
But you had been to conventions before.
Yeah. I had been to conventions before, but not in such a capacity, and not having more responsibilities, and I learned a lot. You know, I learned a lot for future conventions. You know, I feel like I learned a lot, and I think ideally we all learned a lot, and so that the next time we do one, it can be it can be an even better experience for everybody involved. And that's the idea of what you want. But
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only had my sort of subjective experience, and I hope everybody else was was similar, because I know I enjoyed myself. So.
Oh yeah.
That's good to hear that you liked it too.
Oh yeah. It was, and I've heard really positive things. Any of the feedback that I have heard that may have been more along the lines of this didn't work, at least people were willing to be patient with the situation and then offer suggestions for the future. So that's really good. It sounds like they're already implementing more solutions for the future. I mean, of course, we know Atlanta didn't happen. It's not happening because of COVID. But I believe that, and I don't know if you'll be able to attend West Palm Beach in January. But
yeah, we'll just have to see. I live in like a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, I know. That's the tough
work
thing.
And life, and then COVID on top of it. It's like I try to explain that things that I'm interested in doing, and I'm interested, but I have to sort of play it by ear simply because things change so quickly in every facet of my life. So. We'll see, but I hope it does, man. I definitely enjoyed myself. That's for sure. And I think any chance to be able to do that with people like that, then I'm a happy camper.
Yeah. Well, you have some incredible fans, and I didn't get to go to your panel because I was busy. I was busy doing other things, but it looked like that was a really fun experience as well, having all the Hynes there, and so that was great. And so well, I'm glad you're a part of it. Glad you had a positive experience, and so I understand now that you're getting ready to film another Hallmark film. Is that my understanding?
I'm getting ready to film another film.
Oh, it's a film. Okay.
Say what it is.
Okay.
Whether it be Hallmark or not, or what kind of Hallmark. I always leave it to them to do the introduction, because it's theirs to introduce, So I can't say, but I'm sure you can put it together.
Well, yeah. Well, and I know that's always a difficult thing, is you never know for sure. I shouldn't say never. But you don't always know for sure what network it's going to, because it can be I don't know how many times people have thought, well, for sure this is going to Hallmark, and it ends up on some other network, or they didn't think it was going to Hallmark, and then suddenly it appears, and it can be really difficult to figure out, just because things are shot in Canada for so many different things, and now the whole landscape is just I've been seeing all these updates where it seems like every single network is jumping on the bandwagon and doing Christmas movies. I just was seeing Food Network has a Christmas movie coming out. Discovery Network is doing their first original film, and so there's all these networks. Then there's a new network that's a rebranded network that's popping up next month. GAC Family. I mean, so there's all these different networks that are popping up, and everybody's kind of jumping on the bandwagon and doing, whether they're doing rom-coms or Christmas movies or whatever the case might be. And so we will. But you do have another Hallmark movie coming up, though. I do believe that's my understanding, right?
I can't, again, I always just leave it to them until they sort of announce it in the way that they see fit. Right. Because they've asked me, they mentioned a while ago, hey, if you don't mind, just, allowing us to post stuff. And I was like, absolutely. So I just leave it to them to follow their lead. Right.
But isn't there another, but you have another movie coming up on the network. Isn't that what I thought they said something about there being, was it Roadhouse Romance or something like that?
The movie that's coming out. The movie coming out September 11th.
Okay. Okay. And I was thinking I think that's why they reached out to me. So so that's coming up really shortly then, because I know we saw you somewhat recently opposite That was opposite Lacey Chabert. Am I right?
Lacey, yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina. And then
Oh, yeah.
Right after that, like a couple weeks after.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember that one with Lacey. I was amazed that it didn't become like a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie, because it was so full of drama. And it was just like, I don't know, maybe Hallmark Hall of Fame movies. I know some of the fans we've some of us super fans, we've kind of discussed the we don't know where Hallmark's going with different things, but it was certainly on that level, being a lot more dramatic. Still having those moments of romance and some comedic moments, but it was a very different role for you. It was nice to see you come back and work with Lacey again. I'm sure it had to be fun for you to come back and work with an actress you'd worked with previously, because you don't always get to do that with Hallmark, isn't that right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess that was the first time that I had done that.
Yeah,
Lacey had texted me. I think she told me that she had told me about this project when we were doing Dale.
Yeah.
And she had brought it up to me about wanting me to come do it, and then she texted me, just I guess a few weeks or a month or whatever it was before the movie, and asked if I'd be interested and stuff. And it was lovely. Yeah, she even mentioned another movie right afterwards she was doing. That perhaps I was going to go do.
Yeah.
I was already signed up for this Roadhouse romance.
Right.
And she's the greatest. Yeah, she's very, very sweet. I love her to death. And it was her movie that she had produced and developed herself, which was really fun to see her be able to do that and help support her in that endeavor.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, so we're getting ready to see you. It seems to be this trend with you, Tyler, that they love to cast you opposite country musicians.
Yeah, I guess it started that way, and it seems to have gone that way again. It's 3 now, I think.
Right.
For the time.
I know.
It's very, very lovely, and I remember when they asked me if I would do this. I was in their office, and they just pointed to the board.
Yeah.
Do you want to go do that one?
Right.
With another country singer?
Right.
Whatever you guys like, let me know.
I know. Because when I heard that, I was like, Laura Elena. I was like, oh my goodness. I've kind of followed. I didn't actually watch her when she was on American Idol. That was one I didn't actually watch, but I did watch. I didn't watch the show, but I kind of watched what was going on. It was kind of like one of those things of I keep up with what was going on. And although I know she didn't win, she was second. I think she was second that season, if I remember right, because that was the year that Scotty. I only remember because I was a Scotty McCreery fan, and so I think it was the same season. And and then just watching her career. So why don't you tell me what you can about the film, about working with her? I'll let you do that.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't privy to sort of her career prior to meeting her.
Mm-hmm.
She's very lovely, and Trisha, her manager, was very lovely and had adorable Southern accents.
Yeah.
And she was something that she wasn't super familiar with, performing in a sort of actor's capacity, and so.
Right.
She'd done, I think, one movie prior to this one, and so I just tried my best to support her however I could and make the process as enjoyable as possible, or at least as easy for her as possible, and it was fun in that regard. I think we had a lovely cast that was with us, and we had a beautiful little dog, and we had a nice old Mustang. It was it's a good time, and I think it should be a nice little bit of a watch for everybody.
I see. So is there going to be any music involved in this movie?
Certainly, yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody would miss that opportunity.
Right.
She sings, I think, a few songs. I think 3, I believe.
Okay.
I think maybe it's 2 originals and one it went cover, but it'll be fun. It's she's got obviously a really incredible voice, and
right.
I think people who know her music will love seeing it, and people who are familiar with her music will discover how talented she is in that way.
Right. Well, and you seem to have. I don't know what reasoning goes into everything when they make all the casting decisions, but it does seem like they have a knack of putting you in these films. Well, it seems like whomever your leading lady is, whether it's a newcomer, whether it's somebody more seasoned like Lacey or Aaron Krakow or whomever it might be, you just have a way, I personally think, and this is just me talking, I mean, I would venture to say your fans would probably agree with me, but I think you just have a way of always letting your leading lady, I mean, just showing her off to her best abilities. You always rise to that challenge of, you're doing great work in of yourself, but you always want to help to show them off to their best. I mean, you just have that, I don't know, you just have a knack of doing that. I don't know. I think people tend to, you tend to bring out the best in people. Let's just put it that way.
That's very, very nice to hear. I'm very glad you say that, Ruth, because that's definitely something that I am conscious of, and whether I do or not, I don't know, but if you feel that way, I very much appreciate that, because I hope that that's the reaction I'm creating, and it's definitely my intention. And so the fact that perhaps it's something you've noticed or anybody's noticed, then that's definitely a result that I would hope for, and definitely a pursuit that I'm after.
Well,
I think these people everybody in this world is so well intentioned, and everybody is so kind, and these movies are, they're in a lot of ways they're made for women, and they're made by women, and they're starring women, and so I would be silly to not try to be of service to them as much as I possibly could. I think that's a component that needs to be very much a part of the process.
Oh, that's just so great to hear. I mean, I love to hear that, because I would hope that is everybody's outlook, not just in the film and TV industry, but I would hope that when it comes down to it, that most people are their perspectives like that. I realize that not every single person in the world has that perspective, but it certainly is something that I notice about you and about other actors that I'm really passionate about supporting, and I think that it's probably one of the reasons that you have been so successful. Because you have been so successful in the Hallmark world. Not every single actor who comes in, even the really talented ones and the really nice ones, not all of them become regulars. I mean, you may not see yourself as a regular, but I would definitely say, based on the actors that I've seen, I mean, you've gotten to that level where they like to ask you back, and you're asked back more than just once or twice. And then some of these very talented actors that I just love, they don't always get asked back, and it's nothing against them. It's just for whatever reason they have seen something. You have that quality that they want on Hallmark, and I love that. I love that that's part of your perspective. I love hearing your perspective, and the fact that you're just always so humble and teachable, and just I don't know. I mean, I'm really glad to see the way your career has taken off, and that you haven't lost the qualities that because I know you back when you were first starting out in Hallmark, and you haven't lost that quality that I loved and was drawn to in the beginning. You haven't lost that, and that's why it's so thrilling to just to see you continue to get asked back, and so I'm glad that I'm not the only one that sees it. It's like with you, it's like they see what I see, And I'm glad. It makes me happy because
it makes me happy that you feel that way. I mean, I only try to conduct myself in a way that I want to conduct myself. That's in every part of my life.
Yeah.
I try to maintain that, whether it's a conversation with you or it's whether it's the way I behave on set or even, the actual movie or product that I make itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room in this world for sincerity, and I think it's not a bad thing to try to pursue. And so the fact that this network or these people that I work with seem to share that sentiment is both lovely and rewarding in a lot of different ways. And I think we got a nice big love fest happening amongst the fans and amongst people like yourself who sort of exist in the peripheral of this world, and the executives and the actors. It's a whole beautiful thing, and I think reflective of both the movies and the fact that the experience also has that is truly a rare and special thing, I think.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you feel that way, and definitely something that I try to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Well, I am glad. Well, I'll definitely look forward to seeing. So this movie comes out September 11th. Is that what you said? Is that right?
Yeah, September 11th. Yeah,
okay.
On that fateful day, this movie will come out and hopefully bring a bit of light to that occasion.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's part of Fall Harvest. Is that what are they still calling it? Fall Harvest or?
Yeah, it's the fall season. I know that. And I think it's the first movie of that season.
Okay. All right.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I know. Sometimes they change the branding on those from year to year. So not always sure it's like it's a fall movie. Well, that's cool. Well, and so we've got that to look forward to. We have and then you're filming it. You're getting ready to film another movie, and can you tell us if this movie you're filming is a certain themed movie? Are you able to mention that at all?
No, I just keep my mouth shut. Okay. Someone let me open it.
Okay, all right, that's great. That's great.
I'm sure it would be fine, and I'm sure whatever. But
I understand.
If they ask, then I'm happy to appease.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. Their gift they get to give to you guys. So far be it for me to give that gift to you.
Right.
They like to make the announcements and see you guys be happy about it. So I want them to have that for sure.
That's good, and that's really smart of you. I'm glad because of course I wasn't prying because I'm always really careful to.
No, of course.
Since I thought, well, I'll just ask that one last thing. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna say that I hope it's a Christmas movie. I'll say that for me, I'm saying I hope because it's about the right time of year, and I'm thinking it's not Christmas without a new Tyler Hynes Christmas movie. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. So that's.
Yeah, it would be nice. I do like being involved with all you lovely folks and having something come out at Christmas time. It definitely adds to the Christmas experience. I gotta say, it's become a few years now, and so it's definitely a nice addition to the holiday season.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Well, we will look forward to that. So are you going to do another one of your famous giveaways for this upcoming film?
I mean, yes. If you'll have me, like, do you like? Is this cumbersome at any point? Again, like I always say, like you give the word. This is your honor. It started with you, so as long as I can, I would love to have you. Pick the winners and such.
I'm happy to do that. And it'll come at a good point. Yes, I will be able to do that, and we'll look forward to having another giveaway. I know the fans love those. It's always something then to see them come along and post later. Oh, I got this from Tyler. Oh, I got this from Tyler, and so yeah.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad it's still fun. Maybe at some point we'll switch it up or whatever, but I think for now it seems to make folks happy and you seem to enjoy engaging in it. So if that's the case, then I'll try to hold up my end of the bargain as much as I can.
Okay, well that sounds good. All right, well I guess honestly I think that's everything. I mean I know we could chat about so many other things, but that all sounds really good. I will look forward to sharing this with the fans before your movie comes out, and so that will be good. And so again, I'm glad we finally met in person, and I'll look forward to seeing you again at another event sometime coming up, because I know there'll be others. And
hope so, I hope so.
Yeah, and because I don't know, I don't remember. Are you scheduled to come to Christmas convention in New Jersey? I can't remember.
I am. That December. Yeah, that's
okay.
Christmas con is supposed to be happening. Yeah, if that's happening, then
right. It's happening. Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm supposed to be there too. So.
Oh, great.
So hopefully we'll get to. I know that's a bigger event, but we'll hopefully everything will go forward and we'll be able to do it, and it'll be a great experience for everyone. But so hopefully I'll see you there. And
there you go. It's soon enough too. It's not too far away.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will. Well, thanks for chatting, Tyler. Great talking to you, and have a great rest of your day.
You too. We'll take care, Ruth, and I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure, with the giveaway.
That's right. Sounds good. All right. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care, Noah.
Bye-bye.